Did you know that if you use levels correctly, you can actually accomplish up to 80% successful trades in your trading activities? And I'll show you exactly how to do that right now. The very first thing you need to do is understand which level you're working with, whether it's a strong one or a weak one. This is actually quite easy to do, and we'll be using a very basic method, but the main point, which many traders don't understand, is that there are strong levels that we can use. And I would even say that we should be working with them, while there are also levels that are very weak. And this is exactly where many people make mistakes. They trade off weak levels and end up in the red. So next I'll show you what this is all about. Strong levels, how to find them and how to work with them so that you don't make mistakes and accordingly trade only at strong levels, which in turn will bring you good results. Let me warn you right away that we will have only a few entry points, but nevertheless that's essentially the price we pay for our safety. In other words, the stronger the level, the harder it is to find. But we'll look at a method that will allow us to find a strong level and make money from it. Personally, I made $1,100 from this trade, which was opened precisely from a strong level. I had 3 touches here actually, even 4 distinct touches in total. Accordingly, for me, this is confirmation that this is a strong enough level, and it's possible to open a sell trade from it. Another important reason why this was considered a strong level is because the price was clearly moving downward, which means that this trade was opened in the same direction as the overall trend. Remember, levels that are positioned in the way of the trend are always going to be relatively weaker than those levels that are aligned with the trend. So in this case, this particular level was ahead of the price. The price came to it, bounced off and went down, which means it was already stronger. Accordingly, there were already 3 factors here that worked in my favor and on which I made a profit. But it was necessary to find such an entry point and accordingly to enter on the bounce. Next, let's break down how to actually build these levels, which time frames to use, how they actually affect the levels, and accordingly which time intervals to open our trades for. Let's go and take a look. But first, I want to remind you about our 2 tools that our team provides. This is our elite channel where you can copy our trades, that is, our trader sits down. Trades gives the direction, the currency pair, and then our whole community enters the trade together. Also in the pinned comment in the elite community, you'll find our signature course, which is available only to the exclusive elite community, so go to the link in the description right now. Message us that you want to become an elite member and join our club. By the way, right now you can actually see reviews and feedback from real people who trade with us and are constantly working on improving their lives. If you also want to learn how to trade properly and effectively, then follow the link provided. In the description, join our elite trading community and start learning trading with us. And accordingly, become a true pro together with us. The link is in the description. And now let's move on to our levels. A strong level is a place on the chart, a price point that the price has reached multiple times. Look, if we open the chart, we can immediately see that there are several touches. Yes, for example, let's look at the lower line. We had multiple touches and we understand that these touches oftentimes held the price back. Yes, there was one breakout, but let's take a closer look at the upper boundary line. Here, we also had a total of 4 touches. Actually, it's even fewer. We had a total of 5 touches at the bottom, 4 touches at the top, and 2 breakouts. Accordingly, we can clearly understand that the lower level is significantly stronger. And remember, a truly strong level will typically have at least 3 to 5 touches, sometimes even more. That's the minimum required for it to be considered strong. Ideally, what you really want to do is find a level that has 10 or maybe even 20 or sometimes even as many as 30 touches, although to be completely honest, that's actually very rare in practice. But if we look very carefully and pay close attention, we actually had a level right here on this chart. Accordingly, the price broke through it before as well, but look, even when there is a very sharp, strong and clear trending movement like what we see here, the price still bounces off. So even if it was just for a minute, we could have made a profit here, which is why the strength of the level really matters. Even in such a tough critical situation, a strong level will save you from a loss. So choose levels that have, once again, between 3 and 5 touches, as this will really help to save you in your trading decisions. If you did not know what a level is, let me clarify. We need at least 2 touches to say that it is a level, meaning that the price has interacted with that area at least twice. So look, right here at this specific point, we can't really say in the moment that there's a level here or even here. We just don't have enough information available to us yet. But if we go a little bit lower, just a little further down, we can see that here, again, just eyeballing it, just making a rough estimate, we can see that, well, it seems like right here, the price kept touching or bouncing off the same price level over and over again, repeatedly, which is something worth noticing. So there's some kind of invisible wall here that's subtly affecting the price. If we draw a horizontal line here and lower it just a bit, we'll see that yes, there really is a level here. Don't be a perfectionist. The price might go a little higher or a little lower, and that's perfectly fine. So, right here, as we can clearly see, there were actually a lot of touches. At the same level, touch 1, touch 2, touch 3, touch 4. We can even count this as the 5th, then 6, 7, 8, and here's another one, 9. There was a touch from the other side as well, so this is quite a strong level that we can work with from below in the same way. Yes, there's a lot of chaos here. The price went both lower and higher, but overall we mark this kind of boundary. And we understand that once again we have a strong level in front of us and we can work from it. So use this method, it's really convenient. Here again, we have a strong level in front of us, but the movement is upward. We could consider taking a risk and open a sell trade right from this point. Look, we actually have a significant level right here. Well, actually it's a bit higher. I opened the trade a little early, but that's within acceptable limits. So we might have a bit of an error margin. Roughly speaking, all of this will be our level, so it's kind of a zone. Accordingly, I see that there were several touches here, yes, and the price. It made a kind of impulse, but then it reached this level and as a result faded out. It lost all its momentum. And we can conclude that this is a strong level and we can open a trade on the rebound. Another important point is how to determine the strength of a level. We have a time frame. Accordingly, if we use a time frame, for example, of 15 seconds, it won't be the same. As strong as a 1-minute time frame, we can conclude that the larger the time frame we use in our analysis and the higher and older it is, the stronger and more significant it will generally be. That is, a level that we mark, for example, on the 2-hour or 4-hour chart will be many times stronger and more reliable than a level on the 15-minute or 5-minute chart, respectively. With a much higher probability, if you, for example, mark a level, let's say, well, let's take a clear example. Here on the EUR-AUD pair we had a level. Accordingly, we can see that the price kept testing it. On the 15-minute chart, no matter what kind of structure we had there, uptrend, downtrend, even if there was a very strong impulse, we still wouldn't have broken through that level because we wouldn't have had enough fuel. Accordingly, the higher your time frame, the stronger the level will be. So when you're trading binary options, set it to at least 30 seconds. Don't set it to 15 seconds, 5 seconds or 10 seconds. At least 30 seconds, but preferably 1 minute. By the way, right now you can see a promo code that will give you an extra 60% on your deposit. All you need to do is activate it using the link in the description. I'll leave detailed instructions in the description, so go ahead, activate this promo code. And for example, you have a deposit of $1,000. You deposit these $1,000 into your account. And with the promo code, you get $1,600, so go ahead and grab the promo code, especially from our team. The link will be in the description. By the way, another interesting point is that on the 1-minute chart we get the same level but even better. There's less noise here, and on the chart we can see the level more clearly. On the 1-minute chart you could confidently mark it, and here we can observe it as well. On the British pound to Japanese yen pair, there's a pretty strong level here. Take a look. Again, with regular practice, you'll gradually develop a better understanding of how to spot exactly where the level is on your own. So, I just glanced at the chart and I immediately noticed that there's this interesting little shelf forming right here. And it's clear right away that the price is accumulating at this particular level. Accordingly, yes, there was a small breakout, but that doesn't stop me, since there were a lot of touches before that. Well, yes, there was a breakout, but it's absolutely not scary in this context considering how many touches we've had here, but now we have an uptrend. The movement continues, keeps pressing up, makes a deep correction, then goes for a second attempt but fails again. Moreover, each individual candle on the selected time frame is 1 minute in length. In other words, that's why you can make a confident trade here. And as you can see, I take $915. Now you know how to work with levels. Once again, let me remind you that I'll leave a link to our elite membership in the description, and also a promo code that will let you increase your deposit by 60%. So all the links are in the description. Be sure to subscribe to this channel. Also, don't forget to leave a comment on this video. What do you think about this strategy? Many beginners underestimate levels, but you can really work with them easily. Yes, I've already shown finished results, but you need to practice. When you practice, you'll be able to achieve the same results. That's why I'm leaving the link in the description. Subscribe to our community and accordingly you'll be able to achieve the same results. With that, I'll say goodbye for now. See you soon.